the right-handed Davis. So the field for Davis. Two fielders outside the 30-yard circle is deep square leg and third man respectively. As we mentioned before, dark clouds here at Sabina Park for the second encounter of the day. The experienced Gordon is with ball in hand. Davis will be first in the first delivery from Gordon. Oh, driving over cover, first delivery by Davis. Will it have the wings to get to the boundary? Yes, it does. Lovely shot by Wayne Davis, Sean.
Well, you said one particular thing about wings a short while ago. I thought it was more so a one-winged bird. That's how the ball was moving. It wasn't moving fast at all, but it made the way to the ropes, and that's 4 runs off the bat of the, what you can say about Wayne Davis? The strong-armed batter, you may say.
Definitely was nicely executed shot there by Davis.
Well, one slipper, third man. There is a short fine leg back with a point on the boundary.
Edge down to third man. Excellent work by the number 19. Down there seemed to be...
That's Siobhan Simpson.
That's Siobhan Simpson. That player from Police. Good work there. Good line delivered there by Gordon. Big drive there by Davis. Outer portion of the bat down to third man.
Yeah, that's a good drive. But the outer half of the bat, though, I couldn't say a great drive, though, to be honest. Was beaten all ends up by that delivery. But nevertheless, though, we see the fielder down that fine leg being moved. Some adjustments made in the field. You know, that two will be outside the circle.
So the new batter is Renato Ingram.
It's a square leg down on the boundary. There's a third man. That's a 2 outside the circle. A slip wide, short fine leg, mid wicket.
Ingram is driving outside the off stump loosely. No contact here to rookie keeper.
Mid off and mid on. There is an extra cover and point. There's a huge gap between cover and back with a point. And also mid off. There are huge gaps there. So you're trying to make amends of it. Or should I say up the tally at the start of this innings.
Gordon, it is to Ingram. Ingram is playing this out to point. There's a quick single. Good run in here by the Middlesex Titan batters. So Ingram is off the mark. The score is up to 6 without loss here at Sabina Park.
Steady start in this first over. As you hear the rumbling of the thunder in the backdrop. You may not hear it in the microphones, but it's certainly rumbling for everyone here to hear.
So you can see a plan here being employed by Gordon. He's going to be bowling wide outside the off stump to Davis. So third man is back. And of course, deep extra cover. Gordon, it is to Wayne Davis. Yeah, they said pulling the ball over square leg. That's gone somewhere back downtown. That's a big shot by Wayne Davis over square leg. And the Royals are making a mess of the shot delivery there by Nicholas Gordon, and was dealt with severely by Wayne Davis. I tell you what, Sean, that was a big shot by Wayne Davis.
That was a huge shot, though, to be honest. And well-timed. And he means business. That went over in the car park, though. I was looking to see if your car was parked there. I remember that you came on a bicycle.
No, I didn't.
I saw, when it was you I saw riding in. My apologies.
So the score is up to, I reckon, 12 without loss here at Sabina Park. Bleaky skies here at Sabina Park. Gordon on top of his mark sees that The man called Wayne Davis is ready. Davis is getting a wide delivery outside the half stump. And wide signal by umpire Brown, and quite rightly so, Sean.
Yeah, that was well wide, to be honest, though. After he was battered somewhat a short while ago, the bowler Nicholson Gordon just feeling the fear, feeling the punch of Davis as trying to extend his batting reach and trying to make him stretch for the deliveries. But in doing that, actually was penalized because that's a wide.
Definitely, and good call by umpire Brown. Quite rightly so. It is Gordon on top of his mark, sees that Davis is ready. Wide delivery. This time call wicketkeeper Carl Reed not collecting cleanly there, Sean.
Yeah, Nicholson Gordon losing the plot in his first over. I mean, the scores on the board 14 in this first over, 14 runs on the board. Well, guess what? Well, the Titans who lost the toss and they were sent into bat, and that's what they're doing at the present time.
Gordon it is to Davis. Davis is steering this one down to a wideish third man.
They come back for the second. But the funny thing is, though, the third man took his sweet time. You call him the police officer, took his sweet time to go off the mark. No, I was wondering if he was going to actually stop the ball from going in the boundary, but he had some speed, though, and that surprised me. Forget about what I see in terms of his figure, how big he is, or should I say how staunch he is, or staunch he is. The fact of the matter is he has some speed. So forget about his weight. He's a speedy individual in the field, in short sprints, in short bursts. I don't think he can go around the field, though. He'll be exhausted.
I second you on that, Sean. So it's going to be Pete Salmon from our commentary box, and he will be bowling to Ronaldo Ingram. Ingram is on one. With him is the more aggressive Wayne Davis on 13. So the field for Ingram is a ring on the offside. There's a deep mid-wicket and long on for Ingram. Ingram turns his ball aerial, just jumping short of the man at square leg, and there is no run.
Not a bad delivery from Pete Salmon, operating from the Michael holding end. And PD has a lot of experience under his belt. We're not stopping to talk about this individual because guess what? He won't be stopping till tomorrow.
Ingram looking to sweep that ball. This ball goes fine down to fine leg. There's a man giving chance. Will he get there? He does 4 runs. I tell you what, it seemed to be
4-leg buys.
4-leg buys.
Signaled by umpire Taylor. Did not get a bat onto that though. His legs carried it. And he was spinning around, legs carried it around to the fine leg region. It's a short fine leg though, but gave him some work. Was not actually up for the task.
Big Leroy Lugg giving chase, couldn't prevent a boundary. He sweeps this time straight to the man at square leg, and there is no run. A bad return there to the wicketkeeper Carl Reed. .20 without loss here at Sabina Park. He's sweeping.
I think he's bowled him.
Is he?
I think he's bowled around the legs.
Ingram is bowled? Let's see.
Yes,
he's bowled. So Ronaldo Ingram goes bowled by Pete Salmon for 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a concentration though, because Pete was bowling more so on the leg stump more so than anything else, and he exposed his leg stump. He bowled around the wicket to the right-hander, and I don't think he knew where his leg stump was at the present time. Now, he gained a 4 buys for the team, not for himself, but bowling around the wicket, he lost the pot, he lost the handle, and he has to go back to the tent, or should I say, the small pavilion for the players.
So the new batter making his way towards the crease, Albert Gopi, a past student of the Glenmore High School.
You know what parish that is?
I think that is in Clarendon.
Oh, you think right.
Very good all-round cricketer is Albert Gopi.
Well, I agree with you wholeheartedly there, to be honest. My son attends that school.
Wow. Is it a brilliant school?
It's a school, like any other school. All schools in Jamaica are brilliant.
I take your word for it, Sean. So it's going to be Gopi's paddle sweep in the very first ball, and he's out caught at short fine leg. What was Gopi thinking there, Sean? The very first delivery.
That's where you have your questioning all wrong. I don't think he was thinking any at all. The fact of the matter is, if you saw the field, the short fine leg did not just vanish and come right there. He would have tried to paddle for a 6 or try to beat the fielder. Maybe that was his intention, to beat the short fine leg, to go over his head and go for 4 or 6. But with that power, he used the ball outside the off stump, coming across his wicket and playing on the leg side. You have to have more power than that. Actually, look at it. It's just a chip, just a flick, and right to the man at short fine leg. Now, the fact is, if you wanted to beat that man, you need to more with power. Not that flick, not a fancy flick or with timing. Go with power. And he was powerless. That's why he has gone back to the pavilion. Second wicket down, the Middlesex Titans in a spot of bother after being sent into bat. They're 20 for 2.
Definitely good first over here by Pete Samon.
Yes, indeed. We spoke about his experience, and the line that he was bowling on was into the pads. He kept the same line as the new batter coming in. Should be Sheridan Allen. And Allen, yes, is walking towards the crease. But I think maybe he'll continue on the same line and continue bowling into the pads.
I bet you what, Sean. I tell you what, he's on a hat-trick as we speak. So will Sheridan Allen negotiate this hat-trick delivery?
But does he have the time to do that, though? And you can have the time to do that. And it's all about what he's thinking about coming towards the crease. Now, he may look on the board and say 20 for 2, but we're one delivery to close out the second over. So I may just play him off. Or I can say, oh, I don't think that's enough. I may just go for it and play my shots.
Well, at the moment, he's 2 for no run so far in this very first over ball by Pete Samon. Hatchet ball from Pete to Sheridan Allen. 20 for the loss of 2 here at Savannah Park. Bleak is ties here. So there's a slip being employed here by skipper Glenn for the hatchet delivery. He's driving out to extra cover. And there is no run. A rather steepy looking shot there by Sheridan Allen.
Well, he drove towards point, though, to be honest. And you wonder if the fielder could have dived forward. But you wonder if he played it off the ground, because no one said catch it. No one said that, to be honest. So I was in two minds after that shot, though. But as I said before, dependent on what is in his head, would he have played him off? Would he have gone for the attacking role? And it was the latter. He went for the attacking role. Did not get a run off that shot. However, you can see the intention coming out. They are in the no-nonsense mood, although losing 2 wickets. It doesn't bother them at all, the Titans. And they want to accumulate as much runs as possible up against the Royals, who won the toss and elected to bowl.
So, coming in from the Cote d'Ivoire's end is going to be Corey Campbell. Good young prospect there, Sean.
Not a bad bowler, to be honest. And we saw him yesterday. We saw him earlier, I should say. And the fact he has shown some progress, he has shown some tenacity in this form, this T10 form, pardon me, and you expect him to perform well. However, he has a tendency, when he gets beaten, to actually go all over the place. So the fact is, if he holds his line, if he constantly starts well, he will end well.
In it comes Davis is turning this one towards a vacant square leg area. The bowler, Corey Campbell himself, jogs across to do the fielding. Can't prevent a single. 21 for the loss of 2. Wayne Davis is up to 14 from 5 deliveries. Sheridan Allen yet to score.
Well, he has faced just 1 delivery, though, Allen. Has come into the party. Left-arm batter facing up to the bowling of Campbell. Operating from the Court Watch end, there's a third man. That's wide. There also, is this a fine leg? Mid-wicket. Mid-off and long on. Extra cover. Oh, punching. A piece off the outer head.
Oh, for third man for 6. He was backing away looking to hit that ball over extra cover. Top edge front of the ball flew over third man for 6.
Yeah, that was not the shot he wanted, to be honest. He wanted to play over the top of the mid-off fielder. That's what his aim was, but he took the top edge and went for 6. So, as they say, though, the folks in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, when you're cutting hard, so nobody be able to get a hold onto that cut. So that was not a cut, that was more of a chop, more so than a cut.
I second you on that. Unfortunately, runs there for Allen. He's pulling on this ball, tap edge this time over the keeper's head for 6 more runs.
So Allen doing what he was told to do from back in the 50s or 60s. And we're talking about his grandfather telling him, cut. When you're cutting, cut hard. So when it gets an edge, it flies away from everyone that's on the field. And that you saw happening not once but twice. He was in no control of that shot, though, to be honest. That shot was not on. However, he made a 6 out of it. So guess what? He's a magician at the present time.
Definitely. 2-6-2 deliveries. 13 runs from the over so far, 3 deliveries. So there's a change in the field. Long on, long off. Extra cover third man. Deep Skrillex all on the fence. He's going down to long off for 1. That's all they will get. The skipper himself is in the way, sends out a rather poor return, and Carl Reed made a mess of it there, Sean, and they're back for the second run.
Well, the greatest thing he did first after making a mess of it, as you said, was to apologize to his teammates. That should never have happened for the wicketkeeper. I went to it lackluster, lazy, not using his gloves, tried to use his pads. He has on gloves. Does you remember that? Does you remember he has on gloves? I don't think he did a short while ago. No, that shot is... I thought that the mid-off should have been in the circle.
He goes straight this time down to, I reckon... I tell you what, I think the ball was going even further. The ball dropped in the 30-yard circle.
Mid-off should have been in the circle. I mean, to be honest, they're going great guns. You had the field before a mid-off and a long on, and then you changed it to take all those 2 players to be a long on and long off. I still think that one should be in the circle rather than 2 persons down by the boundary.
So Allen is up to 15. Wayne Davis 14 from 5. 36 for the loss of 2. That's Corey Campbell to Davis. Davis is driving sweetly out through the man at the extra cover boundary for 1. That's all they will get.
It's a good throw by the sweeper there. But the fact is the end of the 3rd over. Bowled by Corey Campbell, none for 17 from 1. 17 runs coming off the over. You have to look at me to say, really 17? Yeah, because it didn't seem like that, to be honest. But the runs accumulated this to the 2 batsmen, Allen and Davis.
Definitely. Those 2 short pitch delivered there by Corey Campbell, peeling off the top edge of the man Allen's bat.
But I told you before, though, to be honest, what he does when persons attack his bowling, he tends to change the line somewhat. And when he tends to change the line, it doesn't work out well for him. As it did, it started off with some short pitch bowling, some bounces somewhat. 2 went for 6. I said, okay, let me not drop it short. Let me bowl full. And then at that time was pulled down the ground. So the fact is, and there were no control of none of the shots that made the rounds in terms of going down the ground or towards the boundary for 6. But the fact is that he tends to change his line a lot, which don't suit the end result in terms of runs accumulating.
Definitely. So we're going to see a change in bowling from our commentary box end. It's going to be West Indies all-rounder Odin Smith.
Let's see what Smithy has to do or can do. He has a lot of experience. But forget about experience, though. It matters what you do on the day. What you show, you have. And he has a lot to show.
Davis is getting a wide delivery down the leg side from Smith. And quite rightly signaled by Chris Taylor.
That's the umpire in the purple shirt. The fact of the matter is, though, you see the ploy by Smith, the ball into the pads of the right-hander. And that's Davis. So let's see that second delivery. Will it be outside the off stump or into the pads? That was his intention.
Davis is pulling this one out to Skrillex. And they're back for the second. There's a chance. A bad throw there on the part of Carlos Brown at the deep. He was coming from fine leg, I beg your pardon. And sends a throw wide of the wicketkeeper, Carl Reed, and they're back for the second. So the score is up to 40 for the loss of 2. We're in over number 4. Davis is getting a quick delivery. It was really quick there, Sean. That beat Davis for some pace there.
Well, I don't think Odin Smith can bowl that really quick delivery, though, but that had some pace on it. But the most important thing, it had some bounce. And that's the most important thing. I mean, the batsman, Davis, was in no control of that shot, was not thinking of pulling them. None at all. And guess what? That maybe not in his arsenal, but guess what? Let's see what and how this innings continue.
He's pulling this ball down to, I reckon, long leg. For an easy single. Carlos Brown sends a return to the wicketkeeper. Single. 41 for the loss of 2 here at Savannah Park.
Is that he can pull the ball. We asked the question, was it in his arsenal? Yes, it is in his arsenal. He had major control over that shot. The fact is that ball from Smith, the ball before was more so just about middle and off. The ball, when it went into the right-hander, was middle and leg. So he was more comfortable pulling that delivery around the corner.
Brings Sheridan Allen back in strike. He's 15 from 5 deliveries. Middlesex Titans are 42-41 for the loss of 2. We're in over number 4. So the long on, long off, extra cover. Fine leg and third man on defense respectively. Slow delivery, well executed slow delivery there by Odin Smith.
Well, that was short, though, to be honest. And if you're bowling short and bowling slow, you might give the batsman enough time to adjust. So he has to be careful in terms of, although bowling slow, and that's great, don't bowl too short with that slow delivery.
Quite so. Smith. It is again to Allen. Allen is driven through for 4. Lovely shot there by Sheridan Halley. That ball was timed for perfection. Into the boundary, it goes for 4 runs.
That was a brilliant shot by Allen, though. You saw me shaking my head. And you must ask the question why, though, to be honest. The field coming around, I think that was Kevin Daly. Coming around, no, that was not Kevin Daly, to be honest. Let me not kill. Let me not kill Kevin Daly here. Nicholson Gordon coming around to his right, though. And majority of the fast bowlers don't like to dive, don't like to bend down and pick up the deliveries. And he went towards it sluggish, to be honest. Yes, it was a great shot. Yes, it was 4. But I thought, though, that Gordon could have done better.
Slower delivery. Good executed slow delivery by Odin Smith so far in this over, Sean.
Well, that is a better slow delivery. Although a little short, giving the batsman no time to adjust. The delivery before where he bowled short, where he bowled slow, it was a bit too short and it gave the batsman enough time to adjust, although he did not, to be honest. And the other batsmen, not saying better or not better, would have actually adjusted and play a 6 or 4.
Quite so. So we're going to see another change of bowling from the Courtney Walsh end. It's going to be Abhijay Mansingh to tee it up bottle. He will be bowling to Wayne Davis, who's 18 from 9 deliveries, Sean. .45 for the loss of 2 wickets. Middlesex Titans. So the field for Abhijay Mansingh. Deep mid wicket, deep square leg, long on, long off, and extra cover all on the fence. Davis is showing a loose shot, trying to hit the ball over mid-wicket. No contact through to wicket-keeper Carl Reid.
Well, he was winding up to hit that delivery, though, but I must ask the question, what delivery he was trying to wind up to hit? By the time he was winding up, the ball went through, before the bat even tried to swing at the delivery.
I second you on that. Abhijay Mansingh over the wicket to Davis. Davis is tabbing that ball to short third man, Nicholas Gordon can't prevent another single. 46 for the loss of 2. We're in over number 5.
Using the pace of that delivery, opening the face of the bat. That was very good batting there. Finding the man at short third man. But the angle of the bat just opening the face, there's no slip. So angle it down the ground, so it was not there for anyone to catch. That was a very crude cricketing shot being played.
I tell you what, I would like to see Sheridan Allen bat to Abijay Mansingh, but at the moment he will be batting to Abijay Mansingh.
Well, what you ask for is what you get.
Definitely.
Has anyone ever tell you that before or told you that before?
Yes. So Mansingh to Allen. Allen is hitting the ball straight. 4 runs. Carlos Brown coming around, made a mess of it. Into the boundary, it goes for 4. So the Middlesex Titan 50 comes up in the 5th over.
What can I say about that, to be honest? You made the ground, you reach right there, and then you fumbled it on the bounce?
I beg your pardon, that seemed to be Corey Campbell. He's hitting the ball top edge, caught by Leroy Log at short third man. So Sheridan Allen innings comes to an end. He goes caught by Leroy Log off the bowling of Abijay Mansingh for 23.
So a very good delivery by Mansingh. Is continuing on the path though. Although they hit a 4 off his bowling, I don't think it should have been a 4, it should have been maybe a 1 or 2. However, gained revenge, taking the wicket, because at this time it's all about what? What do you think it's all about? It's all about cruise control? No. Harsh hitting, heavy hitting. So he knew that they were going to attack his bowling. So he knew he had some distance, had some turn, had some flight, had some bounce. And I think the bounce, that's what killed it.
Definitely the new batter making his way towards the wicket. Damien Bryce, with his team at 50 for a loss of 3 here at Sabina Park. Abijay Mansingh in his very first over getting a wicket. Bryce is cutting the ball back past the man at the backward point. Slap a bit of work there into the point boundary, goes 4 runs. Lovely shot there by Damien Bryce.
That was beautiful by Damien Bryce. So beautiful on one end and not so beautiful on the other end by Chevon Simpson, feeling in that backward point position. But the fact of the matter is he waited on that and played that ball late. So he angled past the man at short third man and backward point. That gap was there and he utilized the gap. But in the meantime, I thought though that the fielder could have done much better with that.
This time he tries to cut that delivery that was a bit closer than the first. No contact through to wicketkeeper Carl Reid. At the end of the 5th over, Middlesex Titans are 54 for loss of 3.
Well, Mansingh as a bowler though must not be necessarily feeling that the fielders are working with him. 2 misfield that has actually raised the boundary for 4, so 8 runs in that over. I thought should have been 4 in total or 3 in total. Because I thought there were 2 or misfields that went to 4. We will look at the card. Wayne Davis is unbeaten on 19. However, the batsman to go back. Ingram on 1, bowled by Pete Salmon around the pads. Gopi, he went for a duck of the bowling of Salmon. Also was caught by Leroy Log. Logati caught Mansingh bowling. Allen is the batter. 23 runs on the board. Not all batsmen, Damien Bryce and Wayne Davis on 4 and 19 respectively. New bowler being introduced. See like Campbell. From this end. So let's see what Cara Campbell can do from this end.
Swing on the offside for Davis, who's 19 from 11 deliveries. Sean.
Yeah, he has been extremely aggressive though, to be honest. But Cara Campbell was batted in his first over for 17 runs, operating for Courtney Watch end. Now he has changed ends, the Michael Holding end and bowling to Davis. Yorker length delivery, and he's bowled him. So that first delivery of the 6th over, Cara Campbell taking the wicket. Davis, he goes for 19, and the Titans, who are sent into bat, they're now 54 for 4.
I tell you what, Wayne Davis played a bit lazy there to that full pitch delivery there, Sean.
I thought, though, it may have come off the bat. Did not realize it touched the stumps right away, but it did move the bails. That was a full pitch delivery, Yorker length somewhat, and the batsman has to go. Wayne Davis goes for 19, the new batter coming in. Looks to me Jamie Merchant, and joining Damian Bryce. Bryce at the non-strikers end, Jamie Merchant facing up. Big lad, Jamie Merchant, in the number 19 jersey. As you see umpire Chris Taylor in that purple shirt at the stumps. He's looking on though. Doing the officiating duties for the second time in this T10 affair. We're in day 5 of the 2023 edition. We had some dark clouds over the grounds of Sabina Park a short while ago. However, that has certainly drifted away, but not bright and sunny just as yet, as we look to see Kari Campbell continuing. Bowling to the new batter, Merchant. Playing the ball down the ground and past the bowler, is diving all around. That is Campbell. As Merchant is off the mark. First delivery faced, he's on 1. Bryce is on 4. He has faced just 2 deliveries. Score stands at 55 for 4. They were sent into bat this afternoon. Humidity has turned up. My good friend Leon, don't know where he is though, to be honest. Oh, he's there. I told you before yesterday, he worked at the meteorological department for one day, and he has gained some experience from that. He's become an official weatherman. Bryce up in the ball on the outside, but the bowler, Mr. Campbell, collected the ball. Is that no ball though? And you see umpire Taylor looking around. See how many players were in the center circle.
So 3 fielders were in the circle shot. So that's why we have a no ball free hit here.
So it should have been 4.
So sloppy on the part of skipper Glenn.
Yeah, very sloppy. So the 4th, that is a short fine leg coming up into the circle. Free hit, slow delivery, swung down to the long on fielder by Bryce. Remember, it's a free hit, so 1 more run to the total. 57 runs on the board, 57 for 4. That's the Titans after they were sent into bat. But poor captaincy though, having 3 persons in the circle.
Very, very poor on the part of skipper Glenn. But good slow delivery there by Kari Campbell.
Well, picked up though by umpire Taylor. Campbell once again. And the ball by the big hitter Merchant, playing on his pads, in a half of the bat onto his pads. So no movement of the feet by Merchant. The stand and deliver, but deliverance was certainly not there.
Definitely. Big Merchant just backing away towards the hand side to clear over extra cover. But in the end, the ball hit the inner portion of the bat and Chicken his tie.
It will be Campbell. Score stands at 58 for 4. 2 deliveries to go, 2 legal deliveries to go from Campbell. Oh, they are appealing for call behind. It touched something. I think it touched the pad. Wide? By umpire Taylor. No, I thought something touched. I don't know if the bat touched the pad. I heard a noise. I'd love to see the replay for that delivery. Thank you very much, my production crew. Couldn't tell it from there, though, to be honest. Maybe the noise I heard, the bat touched the pad. It's a possibility.
But Kari Campbell was excited.
He heard something, too, the same thing I heard. You look at it again. But right away, the umpire Taylor made that decision.
You can see Damian Bryce signaling to the umpire that the ball had hit the tie pad on the way through.
Wow. guiding to the backward point region. No run score. Well, one run to the total, pardon me. But if Bryce is signaling that it touched the thigh pad, that it should never be a wide.
Definitely.
If that's the case, though, to be honest, because there was a noise. And I know that umpire Taylor is closer to the action, so he heard something too.
Corey Campbell backing up his first over, what went for 17. So far, this over is just 6 runs from 5 deliveries.
Oh, my word, calculator, Mr. Calculator, assuming his duties this afternoon. 1 delivery to go to close out his bowling spell. That is Corey Campbell to Merchant. Punching down the ground is Merchant. The fielder comes across, and the throw, and they're out. Right over the bails. A brilliant throw that was from the man we spoke about earlier, Nicholas Gordon, feeling in the long on position, and Merchant has to go. He's run out by Nicholas Gordon, and the 5th wicket goes down for Middlesex Titans after losing the toss and being sent into bat. At the end of the 6th over, they're 60 for 5.
Clearly, Sean, there was no communication between the two batters. Both batters were 3/4 out of their crease.
Well, 61, they say 61 for 5. They completed 1 run, going for the second. So 61 for 5 as they completed the first run. I was going for the second. And turning was Merchant, and turning for his demise. The new batter is Randre Christie.
One thing for sure, excellent show there by Nicholas Gordon, right along the stumps.
Indeed, that is a very good throw by Nicholson Gordon. Mansing will be continuing though. High school days, you know which high school he went to?
No, I don't.
Oh, come on. Don't do that. Don't do me like that. Bryce facing up, cutting outside the off stump, but a wide signal by umpire Brown. So I realize the schools that you know are in rural. So Christie punching, only to find the man at extra cover, no run scored. As Bryce at the other end, pardon me. But you are stating the school. You don't know any of the urban schools? You know a lot of the rural schools. Edge, oh, it's dropped. It's dropped at the backward point region. The new batter, Randre Christie, could have easily been taken. That was a chance to Corey Campbell. Came forward, went into his palm, and popped back out.
That certainly should be an easy catch to Corey Campbell there at backward point.
That is true. Bryce facing up, driving wide off, long off. They go through for 1. They think of a second, but that is only a thought because he has not come to the fore with that.
Nice stroke there by Damian Bryce down to long off.
Yeah, but that was a big chance that for Corey Campbell. Who would like to be bowling and they drop chances like that off his bowling? Driving now to the long off free fielder. Will slid somewhat. They're given a chance or the opportunity for the second run, and they've taken it. If you're given a present, why not receive it?
Definitely good running by the Middlesex Titan batters. And they're back for the second run. There's a bit, an hint, a fumble there by Odin Smith in the deep.
Yeah, 6 for 5 though. I think maybe just because it's gloom, not doom, but gloomy. Footwear maybe get a little bit slippery. Oh, missing outside the off stump. A wide signaled by umpire Brown. Mansing losing the control. He went to Campion College, just to tell you that. So at least I know one. And you spoke to his father recently. You had a chat with his father recently.
Yeah, on Sunday, I think.
And played the ball down to the mid-wicket region. They go through for 1, the vacant mid-wicket. They're coming back for the second. The throw was wayward. So the batsmen, in the meantime, they cross for two. 2 easy runs in the end.
One thing for sure, the run in between the wickets with these two batters at the crease from the Middlesex Titan is fantastic so far.
So Randa Christie is facing up. Christie is facing up. And punching down to the long off fielder. As Bryce is not wearing any helmet. He wears a number 7 jersey. Just one. So end of the 7th over. Bowled by Man Singh his figures. 1 for 18 from 2 overs. That's the end of his bowling spell. And the Titans are 69 for 5. Call it 70 for 5. My good friend not nudging me and said, remember then we're on the single. 70 for 5 to close out the 7 overs.
So at 70 for 5, you're scoring at 10 runs and over, Sean.
And not bad at all, to be honest. Titans who were sent into bat, remember, it was all the Royals who won the toss earlier this afternoon. Although losing wickets, though, they're not doing too bad at all. And Christie will be facing. Flighted or Yorker length delivery from Salmon. That's a very. We saw him bowling to the right-handers, bowling into the pads. Was time to the left-hander, bowling right into the left-hander. Christie. Short, flicking it, but only to find the man at the fine leg region. Short fine leg. On one they'll get. He had to do some work though. Is that Smith? Moving to his left.
Yes, it is. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket. Extra cover long on long off all on the fence.
Bryce swings the ball. Wide of the man at long on. Goes into the boundary for 4. Deep mid wicket was there. Long on was there. But they could not reach it. They bisected both. That's a brilliant boundary for the man called Bryce. And the scoreline has stepped to now 75 for 5.
One thing for sure, if the Titans are to get anywhere close to 100, Damian Bryce is the man for the Titans.
Well, let's see if he's the man or not. Salmon once again to Bryce. Down the ground, the long off fielder coming forward. Nicholson Gordon. They go through for 1. 1 is all they get. The throw. And the wicketkeeper end. So 1 more run off the bowling of Salmon. Just in front of the George Headley stand. Oh, failing to play that delivery though. Christie.
Christie was trying to bully that ball down to long off ball, balloon back to the bowler in Pete Salmon.
So you're calling Christie a bully?
I'm not.
I thought he said he was trying to bully the ball.
I did say that.
Okay, so bully Christie then. So said my friend. Flighted Yorker length delivering. Ball played on the onside in the vacant mid-wicket region. They're coming back for the second. And a wild throw, wayward throw. It's a thought for third, but it's not on. So 2 more runs to the tally. This to close out the 8th over. The Kings have certainly moved to 78 for 5. So you're doing some tabulating there. As it's now a power play. Well, the Titans part of me, I don't know why I said the Kings. And the Kings not playing. So I'm thinking Royal things this afternoon. So the Titans actually.
Excellent running by these two batters so far at the wicket.
So Nicholson Gordon will be continuing from the corner watch end. He has 1 over left, 1 over to go.
Just a question here, Sean. How old is Damian Bryce?
And not 33. That's much as I can say. He's not 33. I saw him years ago playing, I said, in the Portmore League. I saw him when I went to St. Elizabeth. I saw him when I went to St. Anne. I saw him when I went to Portland. I saw him when I went to St. Catherine.
I tell you what, everywhere in Jamaica you will see Damien Bryce.
Well, both actually. His brother is not here right now. His twin brother. Gordon, bowling to Bryce. Took a little somewhat. And, wow. Scampering through though. Christie had to go right back to the crease. Left his bat behind though, to be honest. As that delivery cramped Bryce somewhat. Had to go on the back foot, played it on the offside. He had no intention to take the single, but the man called Christie darted down, then collided with the bowler Gordon, left his bat behind, and ran off, running back, not to hide though, but for safety.
Excellent delivery there by Nicholson Gordon. Cramping Damien Bryce for room.
So the Titans. Oh, Bryce peeling on the outer half of the bat. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, 3, and hits the rope. Are you counting along with me or counting along with Bryce? The score now has tallied on somewhat. It has moved from 78 and gone on to now that 4 runs to 82 runs on the board. The Titans who are set into bat. Gordon once again bowling to Bryce. Oh, that's a full toss. Got it on to the third man region. They go through for 1. Bryce not happy at all. He thought he was going to evade Log, was feeling in that short third man region. Log had to dive to his left, but he wanted to angle the bat far away from Log for it to roll to the boundary, but he was not successful at all. He was only successful in getting 1 run.
Anything left or right of Leroy Log, that ball certainly have been 4 runs, but excellent work on the part of Leroy Log.
And Lug is out the circle though. He has to be careful. He has to step in. It could be a no ball. And now he steps in. Oh, on the outer half of the bat, the fielder comes and takes a catch. Mansing takes the catch. He has to go to leave the party. That is Christie. So 83 for 6 now for the Titans, who are sent into bat. To the edge of the bat, flew up, could have gone anywhere on the field. It found Mansing, and they've lost their 6th wicket, the Titans.
I tell you what, Sean, Christie was looking to hit that ball through the onside. The ball hit the outer portion of the bat and leading edge found, and good running catch there by Abijay Mansing.
Yeah, very good catch at all to dismiss Christie. New batter coming in is Jermaine Chisholm.
I tell you what, Jermaine Chisholm not known for his batting, Sean.
83 runs on the board, 83 for 6. That's the Titans after being sent into bat. The Middlesex Titans. Up against the Surreyroyals. I apologize for having the wrong thing on the screen a short while ago. We saw that out. Niggas are gone in, looking around, looking at the batter, looking around. We're in the power play.
So there's a ring on the offside for Chisholm.
So short third man, back with a point cover, extra cover, mid off and mid on. And it's beaten outside the outside. No ball called. No ball by umpire Brown. Will be a free hit. So umpire Brown with a delicacy signal of free hit. She doesn't wind her hand all around though. She just rotates the hand, or should I say, yeah, the hand, the wrist. Just rotates the wrist to say a free hit. That's her style.
Very stylish indeed.
Oh my word. Gordon once again. Full toss. And that's close to a no ball. That's close to a no ball. Was it over the waist? I'm looking at the umpire. No, it was not, according to umpire Brown.
I would love to see the replay on that delivery there.
Well, you're seeing it now. He's a tall individual. I think that's what
Very
got
close.
it.
Very close there.
He's tall. If he was short like myself, it definitely would be a no ball. Oh, beaten outside the off stump. Brilliant delivery from Nicholson Gordon.
I said before, Sean, I don't know Chisholm as a batsman. He's showing his right now. His foot is straight down the wicket and swinging outside the off stump.
Well, I think his eyes are closed, though. If you do a replay that can go close into his face, you'll see his eyes closed also. He just stamps and swing. Stamps and swing. Maybe that's the intention they gave him. Land your front foot and swing. The bowling this for the Royals. Pete Salmon taking 2 for 8 from his 2 overs. Successful bowling from Kari Campbell, 1 for 24. Nicholson Gordon, 1 for 22. And Abhijaman Singh, 1 for 18. So those are the successful bowlers so far. Odin Smith has taken none for 8 from 1 over. Let's see Odin Smith once more. His second and final over, and the final over of the innings here for the Titans. 84 runs on the board. They can go full force and go for 110. Why not? Bryce will be facing up. Looking around the ground, Bryce. The traveler, many may call him. Was traveled all ends of the ground. So Chisholm are the non-strikers then. Bryce will be facing up. So Bryce facing, slower, cutting. That's a brilliant ball. And they're appealing for a run out though, but I think though the batsman Chisholm was home. So dot delivering. And Odin Smith using his elbow more so than anything else to take the stumps down.
Definitely on the replay we saw that.
Well, I didn't have to look at the replay to see that though, to be honest. Wouldn't want to be hit by the elbow of Odin Smith. So those are heavy elbows. Fly to delivery. Bryce went and met it. And they go through for one. The sweeper coming off the boundary though. But that could have easily been a wide if Bryce had left it alone.
Go to why Nicholson Gordon in the deep. Nice return over the stump to wicketkeeper Reed.
I'd rather that be a wide though, to be honest. Because he had no control over that shot. They only got a single. That single would have been there, and he would have been there to face the bowling again.
So instead, he got a single. So Chisholm will be facing out to Odin Smith.
Score stands at 85 for 6. That's the Titans. It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon. You told me before you know something, a thing or two about the birds. The birds that assembled on the grounds at Sabina Park. You need to tell me the names of those birds, not the John Crow we saw flying over earlier on. The Chisholm who's gearing up for the quick bowling of Smith. Not necessarily the fastest bowler around town, but he has some pace. Can he deliver it today?
And he definitely have some bunks as well.
Look at his shoulders. That's not a young man. That's a huge gentleman. Shot, pulling. Oh, Chisholm. He was into the shot. It was a slow delivery before the ball came through.
I tell you what, dear Sean. I tell you what. Chisholm is not looking at the ball.
Well, I told you before, just plant and swing. Plant and swing. That's the instruction given to Chisholm. That's what I think. Shot again. Pulling again. Not even close to the delivery.
I tell you what, Bryce should face all 6 deliveries in this over, Sean.
So the decision by Bryce to play that shot, the cover cordon, or to the sweeper, go through for one, hasn't worked out at all for Titans. Taking that wide and face the next delivery. Cutting beautifully. Beautifully passed by the short third man and backward point into the boundary for 4. That was an exquisite shot. Closed his eyes, many may think. He just felt for it, hit the face of the bat and went right down to the third man boundary for 4. Wide of the third man boundary for 4. 4 runs off the bat of Chisholm, and he's a happy man.
Definitely. He should be a happy man after wasting those 3 deliveries. That ball was nicely guided down to the third man boundary for 4 by Chisholm.
Well, he wants to shut us up, though, to be honest. 89 runs on the board. 89 for 6. 1 delivery to go to complete the innings. This for the Middlesex Titans, who are set into bat. Oh, 1 more legal delivery. No, this 2 wides. Could come back for the second. And no, they're coming back for the second. So 3 wides. 3 wides signaled by umpire Taylor. So 3 more runs to the total.
I tell you what, Odin Smith should be kicking himself, knowing that it's a final delivery of the innings and it's a wide delivery bowled by Odin Smith.
Yeah, 92 runs on the board. On delivery. Oh, slow delivery. And they run through for it. So it should be 93 runs, 93 for 6. At the end of the innings, the Titans into bat. Of what you just witnessed in that innings.
I tell you what, the Middlesex Titan were at least they're 20 runs short on the total.
Well, that's true though. 3 for 6, close to 100 though. Will
Titans 11 today as the captain.
Yeah, he was missing in action for one game, though. And we made some fun. He's 38 years old. Maybe he ran out of gas and could not represent yesterday. But guess what? There's a gas station down the road. He got a refill and he's back on the field.
He is indeed. I wonder if that 2-6 that Swin Wilson of the Stars hit off Krishma Shantoki in the previous game hit the gas out of him.
Let's not get there. Let's not go there. Let's not stay there.
Certainly, it's going to be Jermaine Chisholm operating from the Courtney Walsh end, bowling to Leroy Logg. So the two fielders out, third man and deep square leg. Logs tops away. Nice delivery, turn into the point region for an easy single. Good aggressive running so far by the Surreyroyals.
Yeah, that's very good. Albert Gopi feeling in that back with a point region coming in. Not the quickest fielder on the path, though. I think that Lug knows that and took the chance with him. Soft hands on the bat, to be honest. It went to Gopi. Gopi took his sweet time to retrieve.
Definitely Carlos Brown is the batter in strike, getting ready to face up to Jermaine Chisholm. But driving this one out to cover. Big Sheldon Allen is in the way, so he can't score. The score is kept on 1 without loss here at Sabina Park in the very first over, being bowled by Jermaine Chisholm.
Well, to be honest, he may not be the greatest batsman of all. Got a fourth out half of his bat earlier on in the latter stages of the innings. But guess what? He's a very good bowler, very strong individual, and can move off the sea when he's ready.
Pulling the ball is Brown down to, I reckon, deep mid-wicket area. Damian Bryce have to move across to his left and sends a decent enough return right alongside the good work there by Bryce.
Well, the fact is, that's good work by Bryce, so to be honest. Reacted a little bit slow, though. Well, the batters I'm concerned with, Carlos Brown, Leroy Lugg, the fact is they jogged that single. No, the ball played on the onside, and there's a huge gap from where Bryce had to move to retrieve that ball. That could easily been a 2.
Definitely. Pulling the ball over wide, long on, into the stands it go. Is it? No. 6 runs. Big shot by the big fellow in Leroy Logg.
Well, Leroy Logg not great in the outfield, but great with the bat in his hand. And he loves this type of cricket where the power play is on and 2 persons are on the outfield. And I think, though, although there is a third man, I don't think that should be the field for Leroy Lugg. I think they should have a short third man and 1 fielder down by the mid-on region. And that they have done. They've read my mind, to be honest, because he's going to be going for the fences, either long off or long on or even by deep mid-wicket.
But driving out to point. Good feeling by the man called Wayne David at backward point, and there is no run.
All right, good delivery coming in, though, by the bowler Chisholm, and trying to use the pace of that delivery was Lugg to find the man at backward point. Well, just outside the off stump, there was cramped him, was in the mood for and hope. I call it that, though, to be honest. He's going to swing through the fences, but he's in that mood. But that delivery cramped that style, and he wanted to guide it down past the man at backward point.
So 8 runs from the over so far. Lugg is pulling the ball in front of square for 1.
To that, though, because the fielder was moved out of the circle, put down in the long on region, but Damon Bryce was at the square leg boundary, and they moved him from the square leg boundary, put him in front of square, pretty close to the deep mid wicket region. However, that shot, if he was at the square leg boundary, it would have gone for 4. So that's good captaincy, noting that he's batting that way, going on the onside, but dragging more so the deep mid wicket or long on, or also just in front, or should I say, just in front of the Kingston Cricket Club.
I wouldn't say good captaincy. I would say excellent captaincy on the part of Chris Santoki.
I'm not going to dispute that at all. Whether good or excellent, thumbs up.
So at the moment from our commentary box end, it's going to be the man with 9 wickets so far in the competition, Christopher Lamont. And he will be bowling to Leroy Logg. So the field for Logg, ringing the offside, but there's a deep mid wicket and long on the fence for Logg. Christopher Lamont it is. Logg is getting a delivery on the line of leg stump, trying to rather force that ball onto the onside. Didn't concede it. And there is no run.
Well, that's a good delivery, though, from Lamont, though. He knows that Logg doesn't have great footwork inside the crease or even on the field. And if you bowl into the pads now, he has to be careful when he does that because he's going to be playing the ball long on and deep mid-wicket region.
Logg is pulling the ball straight as a die all the way for 6. I tell you about Leroy Logg. That man has power.
But I told you before, he has to be careful. 6 signaled by Chris Taylor, as you see in your picture in that purple shirt. But the fact is, you have to be careful with having those 2 fielders, deep mid-wicket and long on. You can't afford to be short any at all. You have to be bowling in the pads. And he did not bowl in the pads, gave him some room. He played the ball down the ground.
Good delivery this time. He's turning this one towards a square leg region for an easy single. So Logg is up to 15. And the score is up to 16. Carlos Brown is just a single. Field remain the same for Brown. Brown backs away trying to force that ball over cover. The ball hit the inner portion of the bat and goes through, I reckon, the man at short mid wicket in Kushmar Santoki. And there is no run. Down the track is Brown stroking out to the man at mid-wicket once more in Kushmar Santoki. And the score remains the same. 16 without loss. We're in over number 2. Being bowled by Christopher Lamont with 9 wickets in the competition so far. Brown is playing back along the pitch, Lamont's field. And there is no run. A good over so finished there by Christopher Lamont, Sean.
Well, I think the finish was great, though, to be honest. He was hit for a 6. This by Logg down the ground, though. But the first delivery into the pads, but he strayed somewhat with that second delivery, giving him some room, giving him some space. He ran a single. But bowling to Brown, though, to be honest, Brown finding the man at mid-wicket, not once, not twice. But the fact is, Brown was trying to move inside the crease, come down the track, and he saw that and he dropped it short. Now, the fact is, Brown was trying to turn his deliveries into a full toss. Never got to the pitch. And I thought, good reasoning, good thinking. This by Lamont, who has so far taken how many wickets?
9 wickets so far in the competition.
My good friend, my good calculator friend, doing his thing.
At the moment, it's going to be Andel Garden. Impressive Andel Garden will be operating from the Courtney Walsh end. He will be bowling to the dangerous Leroy Logg, who is 15 from 7 deliveries. He is being supported by Carlos Brown, just a single from 5 deliveries. 16 without loss here at Sabina Park. So the field for Leroy Logg at the moment, Sean. Deep backward square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, long off, extra cover. There's a short fine leg, a short third man, a man at point, and a man at cover.
Yeah, sweepers on the boundary.
Garden to Logg. Logg is pulling the ball over Logg on, into the stands it goes. Big shot by the big fellow Leroy Logg.
Oh, that's a huge shock by Logg, to be honest. That's a poor delivery, you may say, to be honest, the start of his proceedings. This by Andel Gordon had some bounce in it. The big man that stood up and delivered. Long on, didn't make any attempt at all to go for that delivery or go for that ball. He knew it would have gone for 6 as he left the bat of Logg, but that's a poor delivery shot and a bouncer with some height, thus inviting Logg for the pull.
Logg is 21 from 8 delivery. I tell you what, Sean, if Logg bat 6 over, this game should be over in a hurry.
Well, he's pretty confident. Pennant on the field, the power play over. And the persons outside of the circle Deep backward square. Long on and long off. There is a sweep on the boundary. And also deep mid wicket. He was missing in action though. The column was blocking me. Blocking him.
So it's going to be Andel Garden to continue battle with Leroy Log. Log is cutting sweetly back on the point 4 runs. Lovely shot by Leroy Log.
Oh, that was beautiful. And again, we spoke about this from this young man, the bowler I'm talking about, Gordon. And there's some string outside the off stump. The first delivery was a bit short. The second outside the off stump dispatched two different boundaries, however, one for 6, the other for 4, one down the ground, the other to the backward point region.
Typical Leroy Log shot. That was sweetly timed there, Sean, and Curris nicely back with a point for 4.
Yeah, bisecting both fielders of the backward point. Fielder's gone to the boundary. So it's come out of the circle. And the man behind square, deep backward squares come into the circle.
Good delivery this time on the line of the awesome Stewart down to Eric on a point region. The man at deep point jiggles in, can't prevent a single.
That's good cricket, to be honest, because what happened there was Gopi, he was at the backward point region. The ball beat him a shot a while ago. They decided, hey, let me put you at the backward point boundary. And however, when he saw that, there was a massive amount of space to his right. He just played it in that position. And guess what? It ran through for a single. So Gopi is off the boundary once more, is back in the circle. They're having it up and down like a yo-yo.
And what is good about that is the way old Leroy Log realized that Gopi was at the deep point boundary and just drop it short and chat through for a easy single.
Yeah, so they're having the Titans confused at the present time. That's the Royals. You're saying?
Seemed to be some fly that flew in under Garden's eye.
Yeah, man, then go ahead and say it, man. I didn't realize that, to be honest. I've been assisted, so the gentlemen are coming out, though. A 12th man coming out. This will be Charlton Brooks. And he's been sent back. After running out like that with some water, somebody has to get it. I can't run out all the way to the field for some water. Nobody takes it from me. Oh, my, that's been crazy.
Gone the bowler. None for 11 so far. Andel Gordon. A 6 and on. Over point sweetly by Carlos Brown. I tell you what, the first shot by Leroy Log, I say that was a great shot, but I tell you what, this is even better.
That was short, that was wide, that was dead well by Brown. So that beautiful shot after a not so beautiful delivery coming from Andel Gordon. Surely he should with those off the bat. But you saw from Lugger shot a while ago was not necessarily aggressive, playing the ball down to the long off fielder. Let's see what will happen with Brown.
Driving sweetly to the man at a sloppy bit of work there by the fielder seemed to be Renato Ingram. And they are back for the second. Nice, competent looking shot there by Carlos Brown.
Going into the deep extra cover boundary, though, to be honest, and the long fielder had to go around to his left. The fact of the matter is that the extra cover was there. So what he did try to bisect, did not go for power, but went for placement. That is Carlos Brown. Went past the right hand of the extra cover fielder, and then the fielder long off had to go around. If he had gone with power, that would have been 4, and with the same direction. But he made sure, because he knows what the man is doing, the captain is doing, that Santoki can move the ball off the seam. He's very watchful with the deliveries when he plays them all on the ground.
And I second you on that. The highest opening partnership so far in the Dream 11 T10 competition.
Well, it will continue somewhat with the new bowler being implemented. Looks like Jamie Merchant will operating from the George Ellis stand at the Michael holding end, if you want to call it. And he will be bowling to Leroy Lugg, a change in commentary. My good friend will be an analyst now for the last 5 overs, wearing his new shirt, not leaving that out at all. I like it, though, to be honest. Have you have a next new shirt to wear tomorrow?
Yes, I do.
Oh, my word. You have really planned for this week. Dream 11 T10 affair. We're dreaming here with that shirt on. So Merchant bowling to Lugg, a short third man, back with a point. There's a sweep on the boundary, extra cover, long off and long on. There's also a deep mid wicket and deep square leg and short fine leg. Going back and punching past the man extra cover. The gap is there. The sweeper moving to his right. They go through for 1. And 1 is all they get. Good feeling going on this for Gordon. Andel Gordon had to move to his right, preventing a second run.
One thing for sure, Leroy look really good, just stroking the ball nicely there, Sean.
And Carlos Brown tapping away at the crease in the 6th over, searching for 94 runs for victory. That is the Royals. Merchant bowling to the right side. They're appealing. He's caught behind. Umpire Taylor hand goes up. And that's the departure of the batter they call who?
Carlos Brown.
Carlos Brown.
Good delivery there by Jeremy Merchant, and equally good catch by the wicketkeeper.
Yes, indeed. So Carlos Brown has to go. And he goes for 8 from 11. Has been there for some time, though. 8 from 11 deliveries. Oh, Carlos. And the captain, Javel Glenn, will be coming in. And Carlos Brown is out. So, 2 deliveries bowled is by Merchant in his first over, getting the wicket caught behind. Carlos Brown wouldn't say he has the better of the 2 batsmen or batters who were out there. Because Brown has left the party, and Glenn, a big man, will be facing up. He's a big, strong lad. Can find the boundary, whether aerial or whether trimming the grass.
He's a good striker of the cricket ball, is Glenn. I see him playing CPL for a few years for the St. Lucia Zooks. There's something special about Javal Glenn.
Well, he's a skipper, though. That's a special thing first and foremost for the Royals. And he knows that he has to deliver a skipper innings if they are to overhaul the total set by the Titans. They made 93 for 6 as winning total would be 94 runs on the board. No matter how many wickets, as long as it's not 10.
So the field for Javal Glenn, long on, long off, extra cover, deep backward point, deep mid wicket, all on the fence for Glenn. So there's a man at short fine leg, short third man, cover. So there's another change. Deep square leg goes back, and deep backward point comes to a regular point.
Regular as it may be, regular as it can be. A good delivery from Jamie Merchant. And he thought about swinging the ball on the leg side. There's no mid wicket. Yes.
I tell you what, that ball cramped Glenn for some room there.
Yeah. Long on, deep mid wicket. And square the ball down the ground. It would be close to the boundary. And close it gets, close it goes. That's 4 runs of the bat of the captain, Glenn. The long-on fielder was darting to his right, stretched out his boot, but could not stop it. But into the ropes for 4. 4 more runs on the board. And Glenn is off the mark. The score has moved on to 6-1 for 1. We are in over number 6.
Definitely. That's how Glenn plays his cricket. He's an aggressor by means.
Brilliant on drive by Glenn. Merchant once again. Short. Outside the off stump. No signal by umpire Taylor. Thought about it. Was close to a wide. But why it looked that way though? Because the captain, Glenn, has pulled away. He's giving himself some room. Short. Punching. Past the bowler. They go through for 1. The long off fielder moving to his left. That looks to be Ronaldo Ingram. And in the meantime, the batsman, they cross for 1.
So a pretty decent over by Jeremy Merchant. Just the 6 runs and the important wicket of Carlos Brown.
Well, 6-2 for 1 at the end of that over, the 6th over. 4 more overs to go. I want my calculator friend to start to give me the stats very soon. Not right now, to be honest. Not right now. Although t10 of fear, though, with 94 runs. The batting, Leroy Lugg is unbeaten on 43 from 20. With him is Javel Glenn, the captain. 5 Brown, the only wicket to have gone, caught by Chisholm of the bowling of Jimmy Merchant.
So we're in the batting power play at the moment, Sean.
They've taken it early. They haven't waited on the last 2 overs.
So another 32 more runs from 24 legal deliveries.
I'm proud of you, though. Your mother must be happy with you. Sent you to primary school. You did not waste any time at all in that math class.
I certainly didn't.
Three. Tapping away at the crease. Glenn. Out of the cover corner. Big man Bryce.
One thing for sure, that was a good delivery there by the experienced Krishmar Santoki.
Well, they called for the batting power play. They have to make use of it. That's the Royals. Driving and can't beat the man at mid-off. Moving to his right. 2 dot deliveries.
I
Is
tell
that
you what,
Merchant?
it is indeed. I tell you what, Krishmar Santoki is bowling full pitch deliveries to Javal Glenn.
Why not be difficult to lift that ball? It's a matter. Swinging the ball on the leg side. It goes into the boundary for 4 behind square. And 4 runs of that delivery from Santoki. He bowled 2 deliveries before. Was more of a full length delivery, Yorker length delivery. However, that delivery was a bit short from Santoki and dispatched by the captain Glenn. 4 more runs to the tally. 4 more runs to Glenn. Score has moved on to now 66 for 1.
I tell you what, Glenn advanced, did go outside the off stump and jogged the ball behind square for 4 runs.
See what Santoki will do with this delivery. The 4th of his second and final over. Oh, down the ground. Using the aerial route. It goes for 6 straight down. Beautiful off the bat of skipper Glenn. 6 more runs to the tally. Now 70. How much on the board?
72.
Oh, my word. You're working brilliantly overtime. 72 for 1. We are in over number 7, and the Royals searching for 94 runs for victory.
That ball was in arc. That ball was begging to be hit, Sean.
Oh, the ball popped up. This by Glenn. Will someone take the catch? No, they don't. And they go through for 1, and 1 is all they get. The man at Langon was running in hard, reached it, but I don't know if it went right through his hands.
I tell you, Jeremy Merchant was going across as well. So I tell you what, it seemed to me young Ingram was watching Merchant and pull out of the catch in the end.
Well, he reached it actually, so I don't know what happened in the end. And 1 delivery to go to close out the 7th over. This is the power play, batting power play. And most of the deliveries Javel Glenn, the captain, he faced from Santoki. Santoki one delivery to go to close out his spell. Some movement in the field. The two feeders that are out are the one long on and long off. For the right-hander, they're plugging the offside field, so there's a backward point cover, extra cover. There is backward point, cover, and extra cover. So 4 persons are there. Log drags it to find the man at mid-wicket, no run scored. Going right into the grasp of Gordon, feeling in that position. So end of the 7th over. The Royals are searching for 94 runs for victory. They are 73 for 1.
So based on the score on the screen, another 21 more runs for victory here at Sabina Park. 18 legal deliveries. Leroy Lugg is on 43. With him is the skipper Javoy Glenn, who is on 16. Only bowler to get any wicket so far is Jeremy Merchant, 1 for 6. From 1 over, he's back now for his 2nd over, with his team under a bit of pressure here.
Well, let's see. He'll be bowling to Glenn, who had a lifeline a short while ago. Merchant bowling his 2nd over. Santoki finishing his 2nd. Also Lamont. Short. Punching. Over the man and cover. They go through for us. A boundary, as I said, they, but the bat and the ball. Let's talk about they. For a boundary. So 4 more runs off the bat of the captain, Glenn. Wow. That was like a bullet out of a gun. Going over the cover cordon. The long off fielder was there but could not actually reach it. Short again. Punching this time. Found the man at extra cover. No run scored from that delivery. He's deep. Here's a backward point. A sweep on the boundary. Extra cover. Long off fielder. Man at short, 3rd man. That's the offside field for Captain Glenn. Merchant once again from the Michael holding end. Oh, use the aerial route. Can you count along with me? It's in the 6th row in the George Headley stand. That's a huge 6 by the Captain Glenn. Certainly over the long off region. That is now 6 more runs to the tally. He means business in this 8th over. And the scores carries along to 83 runs on the board. 83 for 1.
Definitely big shot there by Javel Glenn. That ball was in the arc, Sean. That ball was begging to be hit. And was handsomely dealt with by Glenn.
Well, I think those Merchants' deliveries are a bit too slow. Again, swinging this time on the leg side over the man at Lagon. It goes, it's gone. Superman carried it away. And that's another 6 off the bat of Javel Glenn, the captain, leading from the front. Received the signal from the umpire, Christopher Taylor, and certainly 89 runs on the board. And the Surreyroyals look like they're in the driver's seat. We're searching for 94 runs for victory. It could end right here in the 8th over.
Big shot. This young man, Javel Glenn, is very powerful. Those 2 shots are 2 big shots, Sean.
So 2 more deliveries to go. How much runs to win?
5 runs to win.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word. I'm impressed. I am impressed. So let's see what Jamie Merchant has to offer. If he goes for a 6, we throw down the mic. And that's it. Merchant bowling to... Oh, that's a better delivery outside the off stump. He thought about going down the track. Glenn, captain of the Royals team. Merchant once again. Short. So wide, signaled by umpire Taylor. He's hiding the deliveries. He's afraid of Glenn. What's happening with...
He certainly is.
Short. Wide, another wide. Oh, my word. So 91 runs on the board. So just 4 runs for victory. Punching. Brilliantly. That is a victory. This for the Royals. And they win by 9 wickets over the Titans. 95 for 1. Brilliant. The captain carried them home. Your thoughts, my good friend?
I tell you, this Surreyroyals really batted nicely through the innings, led it from the front, Leroy Lugg.
Mm-hmm. So they did not realize that they won the match 95 runs for 1, winning by 9 wickets, as you said, though. But could you tell me about the innings by Lugg and Glenn? And Glenn, I think, finishing on 36.
I want to make special mention of Glenn's innings. Just 15 deliveries for the 36 runs.
Yeah, 46 runs off the bat of the big man himself.